border to Gaza. Right now, the pictures from dead and wounded in Gaza are going out over the TV networks all over the world, and so far 40 Israeli soldiers have died in the battles here in Gaza since the ground operation began, and the death toll on the Arab side is around 1,000. We have to understand that the people who are in charge in Gaza, the Hamas terrorist organization, is an organization with the same ideology as Al-Qaeda, as ISIS in Iraq, as Boko Haram in Nigeria. It is a very extreme Islamic fundamentalist organization. And listen to this, the very charter of Hamas, it says that jihad is our path, and dying for Allah is our highest goal. Did you hear that? Dying for Allah is our highest goal. And they also indoctrinate their people with the slogan that actually comes from the 6th or 7th century, when Islam began to expand, where they said that we love death more than you, our enemies love life. We love death more than you enemies love life. So dying for Allah is our highest goal, and we love death more than you love life. And thirdly, a Hamas spokesman said recently, we do not desire the destruction of Gaza, we desire death. We desire death. It's a culture of death. And so Hamas, who started out with suicide bombings against Israel a decade ago or 20 years ago, they have now come up with a more effective way of turning the battle against Israel, and that is by sacrificing their own people. 1,000 people dead. That is what the news media are going out with everywhere, and the politicians of the world, they are saying we must stop this massacre. So everything then is Israel's fault. Well, it is not Israel's fault. It was Hamas who started this confrontation and raining down rockets all over Israel. 5 million people running to bomb shelters constantly. So Israel has a right to defend themselves. But when they do, the world community right away begins to scream and say that you must not hurt the civilian population. Well, it is Hamas that encourages and even forces the civilian population to die in the line of fire. They are being heralded as martyrs and glorified as corresponding to saints among Christians, the ones who are giving their lives. But it turns the opinion against Israel. So there has been intense efforts to make a ceasefire now. Late Friday, the Security Cabinet in Israel decided unanimously to reject John Kerry's proposal for a ceasefire because it was so much in favor of Hamas. And later on, though, in the evening, Prime Minister Netanyahu agreed to a 12-hour truce during the day yesterday on Shabbat. It started 8 in the morning, ending at 8 at night. And then the UN pleaded with Israel to extend that truce, so they continued for 4 more hours to stop the fighting here in Gaza. However, Hamas did not obey that. They continued after 8 o'clock to fire into Israel. And the latest news is that Israel has now agreed to another 24 hours to stop the battle here. We don't know what's going to happen because most likely Hamas will not cede to this. We are hearing shelling in the background again this morning. I want you to remember to pray for the Security Cabinet in Israel, who makes now the decisions regarding this war. And I'm going to mention to you who they are. It's first of all, of course, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and then the Defense Minister Moshe Ya'alon. There are 6 more members of the Security Cabinet that makes the decisions here. You can say there are 3 on the right and 3 on the left. The 3 on the right are Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman, who has said over and over again, we must retake Gaza. There is no other way. Then you have Economy Minister Naftali Bennett, who is also on the right and voicing his opinion to continue the battle. And also one more member of Netanyahu's Likud party, Gilad Erdan. On the left side, you have, first of all, Tzipi Livni, the Justice Minister. Then you have the Finance Minister, Yair Lapid. And thirdly, the Minister of Security, Public Security. His name is Yitzhak Aharonovich. Those are more left-leaning and are open to ending this battle now. However, Lieberman says if we end the battle now, everything has been lost. So pray for these people, friends, because they are the ones that will decide now how the battle is going to continue here. And even though Hamas is sacrificing their own civilian population, they must be defeated this time. If Hamas is not defeated this time, they will come back. There's just a matter of time when they will have so much more advanced rockets that they will interrupt all of civil life in Israel. And they want now, in the ceasefire proposal, that Israel agrees to opening the borders. Well, that will mean that the weapons will just flood into Gaza. Friends, we cannot allow this to happen. We must now continue in prayer that God will help Israel to defeat their enemy this time in order that there might be quiet. I'm Lars Anderson with the Watchman International. Please go to our website, thewatchman.org, for more prayer topics and follow us in prayer here in the battle in Gaza. The saints praying, they will be the deciding factor in this. God bless you. Shalom.